Well, I will say that the card I pulled just before you came here, was higher consciousness. And I definitely be feeling. Okay, I love that laugh you just did.
There's our intro.
But we used to be like content, blah, 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 like all the time, and like pushing a lot and having to push a lot out. And then slowly we started to get a little traction, but that wasn't even the reason why we slowed down. We were just like, okay, we know who we are and we know what feels right and authentic for us. And this is how we're going to continue to move. And I feel like if the world goes to shit and I need to do OnlyFans, then I don't want to do the beginning part of like every week content, like all this, promoting yourself, always thinking about it, having a second full-time job basically before I can start coast and be like, y'all get one a month.
One nipple. Gotta love the one nip. One of art's greatest treats.
Just
one little nip. I'm so immensely grateful for anyone and everyone who's ever listened to us. Like, holy shit, thank you. Truly, truly honored. I was driving over here and I was having that thought of like, wow, people like type us in and listen.
Or even the people that just stumble across us and listen for like
serendipitously, right?
Yeah, even just like listening for a couple minutes, you know?
Yeah.
Some people don't want to listen to me at all.
All our loved ones, the people closest to us.
Yo, okay, so I'm still torn about talking about this on the pod right now. What we were just talking about. Because Andrew has literally never watched a single episode, which understandably he hears me talk.
Fair.
Always.
Yeah.
And of course it would be like the one episode he watches. You know what I mean? Or someone listens and they're like, oh, Andrew.
If someone did that, you seriously, do you know who you're messing with right now? Like, no.
Girl.
Come on.
It's so
You
funny.
can't be that dumb.
I'm doing the Enneagram test with the 6th and 7th graders right now. And as I read things, it's really funny to see like this generation, but also like private school and also very liberal leaning kids, very West Coast passive kids.
Deep breaths. Yeah.
And, you know, we hit a certain part of like a personality type and it's like, if you mess with like me or my loved ones, like you better watch out. And they're all like, what the hell? Like, who is that Tommy Tough Knuckles? And I'm like, what? And then they're like, that sounds narcissistic. That sounds like why you got to be like that? And I literally look at them. I'm like, I'm like that. I won't come at you, but I've always been, if not even me, if you come at me, I don't care anymore. I used to fight. I don't care anymore. I'm like, that sounds like a lot of energy for you. And I'm glad I'm living rent free in your brain.
Yeah.
But if you come after my friends, I'm like,
facts. Yeah. I know this side.
you know what I mean? Like I can't even, if I start, I won't be able to get off it. But yeah. I don't know how we got on that conversation.
She's aggressive.
I'm aggressive.
Protective. Okay, well, shit.
Okay, before we started recording, both Victoria and I were saying like, basically, woosah, you know, like, oh, woo, ooh, side tangent, you know what I just found out? Or backtrack, a part of what I want to talk about today. Critically think for yourself. I don't know if this is true. I saw one video on it.
Okay.
That it was someone saying that ooh la la in French is not like cutesy. I gotta look this up for real. It's not like cutesy and like ooh la la. It's very like, oh, fuck. It's very like ooh la la.
Whoa.
Like, oh my God. Like, Jesus Christ. Motherfucker.
That's the name of my nail salon. And I was there yesterday. That's funny.
I don't know if it's true.
So
I could look it up, but you know what? I'm not gonna. Yeah.
I'm going to look this up. I'm very curious. So I gotta
Sometimes
know
I'm
if
just
I
like-
remember.
What were we just saying? Sorry, it took us off on this.
Then we got high. Shh. Like, do we need a minute?
Yeah.
Because we're about to sound. Okay, what? I'm looking at all these little buzzwords.
You're like, we should take a minute, and then you're like,
No, I'm just like looking at all the words I jotted down as my notes, and they're like literally pissing me off so bad. Like, I don't even want to talk about any of this shit. It's like these terms, looks maxing.
No, I don't either. I said fuck that today. That's so funny.
I wrote down biohacking, and I was like, hell no, we're not talking about that today.
That's so funny. Girl, okay, so we were talking earlier this week, and I just have been like finding out some things about what people are doing these days, and on some hands I'm like, let the revolution begin, and on the other I'm like, dear Lord Jesus Christ. Oh, I saw another thing.
What?
And it was people using kind of a Ouija board, but it had angel wings, so like I don't know what that was about. No judgment. I just don't know what that was about. But they were using it, and they were asking about like immaculate conception.
Stop. You sent that to me, and I was like, what the fuck
and
am
they
I
were like,
watching?
no,
right
actually, Jesus was a girl.
Yeah.
Was a woman.
Maybe Mary. Plot twist.
Oh, shit. I'm going to wake up, Andrew. Oh, that's what we were saying. Loyalty. I was saying I'll kick your ass if you're...
Oh, loyalty.
Loyalty.
Way for full circle there.
Yeah. Okay.
We need a second.
Yeah, we need a second. Your buzzwords.
That contrast of like so many men ruining that very sweet moment because he feels so pure.
Yeah.
And then I still like am like fucking perverts of the world ruin it, you know?
I've been thinking about that a lot too. I've been thinking about how like intimacy in the sense I'm like, wait. Okay. I've been talking about intimacy in the sense of like we've lost so much intimacy, period. I wanted to say like with strangers, with new people, like we lost that because of the shit that has been done. I don't even want to say to women, to people.
Yeah, all of us for sure.
You know, that sexual trauma really makes us not be able to, like, consent culture, I think is really needed. We have to, but it's sad that we have to in the way that we're doing it.
Yeah.
Like everyone has to give consent, can revoke their consent. I agree with that wholeheartedly. But we used to be able to, and I'm not even saying like before consent culture, like I'm talking about when we were more energetic beings, when we were the Atlanteans, the Egyptians, the ancient Mayans, like when we were that, you know,
Yeah.
we were able to read the energy and like be able to dance and touch and like share that energy without it having to be sexual, you know, or the fear of it being sexual.
Or sexual not being this separate part from us that we had to hide in shame.
Yeah. Or like just being able to kind of notice when you lean in and give you that energy, and when I lean in and give you that energy, and there's a pause to like make sure that
like, are you about to kiss me right now?
I know, I'm leaning in. And there's a pause to like make sure, but it doesn't have to be like every 2 seconds, like verbal, like, because then it takes that away from us.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I think we have to do the verbal because there's been so much trauma and so much possession, but I wish we didn't have to.
Oh, you mean telepathically?
Yes. Which is boom, boom, bow. So I guess, can we start here?
Sure.
How have you been feeling? Like I know what we want to talk about, but like, where are you at right now? I think it's important to ground in.
I am feeling the whole gamut of emotions right now. Still hopeful, still like, what in the fuck? Like, why? Why is the fear mongering so strong? Why is the like hypocrisy so deep? And just the truth always reveals itself. And so I will relish in that fact that you just have to sit back sometimes and whatever you're meant to know will entertain you in some facet. But I feel in my body grateful for my health and my age and my maturity because it just feels good to sink deeper into the human body. That's what like makes you a powerful, magnetic human, right? No matter what you look like, it's that kindness and that love that comes from you that makes you. So I'm trying to be as I can be when I often want to rage and outburst and like, you know, just really loving myself through this wide range of human emotions and developing the capacity to like feel it all and let it be what it is and not let it eat and chisel away at you. And I think it required me to take a lot of responsibility for myself, and that accountability piece is challenging, right? But I just feel like I have a lot of capacity. Like I'm doing a lot right now and I'm managing it well. Like I'm actually at capacity. Cancel. I'm full, but like, yeah, I just feel like I'm finally in my flow. I think when you're like early on in your career too, you're trying to like learn so much and there's such a steep learning curve. And now I'm finally like in my groove and sort of like, I'm going to make it what it is and give my energy. Yeah, the crows just went off.
Crows are popping off.
Lots of work stuff. Like being a sensitive spiritual soul in corporate America is interesting, to say the least. Fun little game. You got to make it a game, right? Yeah, happy to be here and I'm happy you're here.
Hell yeah.
How are you feeling, my love?
Pretty related to you.
Related. And
related. I feel like, so you asked me last time we recorded, we hung out for a little bit after. We were just sitting on this freaking chase, lean back.
Yeah.
Little, you know, and you would ask me why I was getting married. And you know, I talked about like the journey that has been the want for marriage for me from 1, 2, 3. Don't need to get into it. But basically saying that right now, and I'm glad I waited to get to this point, the reason I want to get married is because I feel that there is and now I see it more visual, and I've been thinking a lot about this past month. So I appreciate you asking me that question because I know it wasn't judgy, it was inquisitive.
Well, and I wonder this about a lot of people, right? Because you've probably been like, why did these people get married, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like always curious because there are like a million trillion reasons, but you by far like had the most answer. So I'm really pumped that you're sharing this right now.
Because it's been a lot of where I've been sitting lately and the work that I've been doing and why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling currently.
Yeah.
So I said originally it was a lot of fear of abandonment. Don't leave me. I need you if you're not married to me, there's 1 foot out the door. And even when you're married to me, I know there's like 3 toes out the door. You know what I mean? That's where my mentality was.
I want to just take a little hammer to those toes.
And then it shifted from a me perspective or deep-rooted me to my deep-rooted expression of like male and what I was looking for.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get married because I wanted him to shift. And I thought I needed to force a shift in him through marriage. And this is all subconscious, right? I didn't really know this at the time. This is upon reflection. But now I want to marry him because yes, I love him. Yes, I want to spend the rest of my life with him. Yes, he's my best friend, like all the typical answers we get. But it's also because as a human being, we're tribal creatures, we're in community. And there's like my cylinder of growth that is me. And then there's my cylinder of growth that can attach and grow my capacity for growth, and development and understanding and groundedness and embodiment and sovereignty. And then there's a really big chamber that feels like it's coming with Andrew. And like us getting married just allows me to merge with him in a sense that gives me more expansion and breadth and width for growth, and my ability to manipulate and understand energy is like growing. And I think it's a beautiful thing to be happening at the same time that the whole earth is going through that. So it just feels like double. It just feels like I'm able to identify that this merging of us officially, because my wedding will be very spell work ceremonially. So it's not just like, oh, well, it's a legal thing. Like, we're doing spells on the stage. You know what I mean? And if you know, you know. And if you don't, it's just going to feel like a very sweet thing. Like, it's not going to be crazy, but my mom's literally going to stand up and say a spell about our souls merging and unlocking the doors with the key. You know what I mean? Like, we are really doing the damn thing. So it just feels like an expansion of myself and gives me so much more capacity for growth that I wouldn't have access to if we didn't take this next step.
So beautiful.
And I like viewing it that way because it's not like anyone is necessarily missing out if they don't get married, if that's not for them, right? Because if that's not for you and that's not in your blueprint for your highest life and that's the way you're rocking, then your expansive chapter is going to be or chamber is going to be something else. Whether it's your career or your solitude or your, you know what I mean? Your independence. So everyone has different chambers. So if you're someone who's not getting married or wants to and it's not there, like whatever the case may be, that doesn't mean that you're missing out on another level of expansion. It just means your expansion is going to be experienced differently.
Thank you. I feel seen.
So that has really been in my field this month. And
wait, did you talk about like the DNA helix?
No, I visualized it as well as like Andrew and I are merging our DNAs and like hopefully eventually in like a 3D real way, but merging our DNAs and becoming one. But that doesn't mean that we lose our individuality or our self. So imagining the helix where we have like the two lines that go down as it's twisting. And then there's like the ladder component in between. And each of us are one of those strands. And what we're doing is just building those bridges in between and still having a lot of breath and space in between each of those steps, right? It's not like now everything is us. It's like, oh, here's our points of connection. And now they're just like solidified. And when I went on my bachelorette party to Sedona, or Arizona, and then we went to Sedona for the day and I meditated. It was on that concept of like prepping my body and my energy for this thing that's coming in a couple months. And I saw, not only was I like the fucking Grinch and my heart grew 3 sizes, literally, but I also saw the DNA helix come out of me and it was clean. It wasn't like mucky. It wasn't dirty. It was clean. But then all of a sudden it was like, you know, when they like make hard sugar for like quote unquote glass, like when you're doing like baking and stuff and it's just like this thin, hard sugar clear thing. It looked like that, like this crystalline casing on my DNA, like broke off and shattered onto the floor. And I was just like, and then we ended up going on a solo trail, just a couple of us, like down a riverbed, a dry one. And there was a hummingbird that literally stayed with us for 15 minutes and a buck in the desert just staring at us. And it felt very like fairy magic. So I feel like the past 2 weeks since I've been back, I do feel that my heart space is much larger. And whereas before, when I've played with my pocket dimension, where like I just open this pocket dimension in front of me and I throw the energy, like the anger, the grief, the whatever, and I give it more space so it turns over quicker. This expansion in my heart doesn't feel expansive for that reason. It feels expansive in experiencing emotion. So I was at a friend's house yesterday and they were showing me like, oh yeah, I just watched this show or movie about, gorillas, and was just like mentioning a couple things. It wasn't even that big. And I felt like this pulsing in my heart. You know what I mean? Andrew and I have been having like conversations because, the wedding, the house, and hopefully kids in the near future. So a lot of this is happening at once. And I just really feel it in my heart. And it is it feels a little like, I'm not fully glitching, but it feels a little like, okay, well that's a new capacity. That's a new feeling. That is a very new feeling. I've always been someone who's very emotional. I'll cry at a lot of things. I feel like the past year I haven't really been crying at little things. I've just been like opening my pocket dimension and being like, oh, look at that. That was it. That was a feeling. And that's great. Cool. All right. And now I'm like, whoa, am I going to throw up right now? Like, I can't. I have to really feel it again. But it's been really beautiful. And I think it connects a lot with what I want to talk about today, even though we're like, well, we're not really that far in. There's a lot we're going to cut out. But, and similar to you, right? That intuition, mind clarity. What else did you have? Intuition, mind clarity.
Creativity.
Critical thinking. These are all critical thinking is big on mine, girl.
Yeah.
Critical thinking is huge right now.
Wait, because of the obvious reason, right? AI.
Yeah.
I don't even want to go back and listen to our AI episode. I'm scared. I'm scared.
I don't because we got put under the spell. We got caught.
Yeah.
And that just shows you, if anything, that just shows you it doesn't matter who the fuck you are. It's very easy to get got. And it's okay. It's okay. Don't beat yourself up about getting got. Just recognize it and be like, okay, I gotta not get got anymore.
I just feel like I've been disassociating so much because of immense amount of stress in my life. So it's a great tool sometimes.
Yeah. It's imagination play.
But I think for me, one thing that's really been weighing on my heart is that like, I've always joked like the last Trump presidency, like everyone's libidos got shot. And I don't want to speak on behalf of everyone. I'm sure there's some good sex happening out there in the world, but it's not about just sex, right? It's about our sexual energy and really understanding our sexual energy for what it is, which is essentially life force energy. And it can be taken in all these different directions. It doesn't have to be just genitalia, right? Like, so based in the root, but then not really in the root. It's weird. Like it's almost like you're just propagating your plant and then planting it elsewhere. Anyways, that's a weird metaphor, analogy, whatever.
Analogy, I think.
Analogy. I'm just really disgusted, obviously, by all the news and the constant exposure of horrendous acts that I can't believe that some people's quest for power and control run that deep and fucking hideous. What the hell? Like, what is wrong with so many of you?
Yeah.
Not that none of you are probably watching this right now, right? But so it's been heavy, and it's really hard to tap into my potent sexual energy, which is my life force energy, which I feel like I've watched it evolve and iterate over the years. And right now it just feels very fuzzy and like I'm really anchored into it in different ways that are a little different, pleasure in all its forms. And I feel like my deep appreciation for flowers this time of year, like the land, like the very simple, clean drinking water. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm taking it back to the basics of just like gratitude for all that I have. But yeah, I wanted to touch on your like point about capacity, because I think sometimes as we're going through that expansion phase, we experience some like weird, unfamiliar sensations in our body. And I think oftentimes it comes up as anxiety.
No, for sure. And I feel like I had to sit with my pendulum yesterday and was like, hold on. Why am I experiencing this? And like this fear or doubt coming in all of a sudden. And I'm like, excuse me? No, we don't. But I was like nervous. Whereas in the past it's come in, or recent past, it's come in and I've been like, oh, okay, that's just this wound or that wound.
Yeah.
This one came in and I'm like, oh no. Do I need to rethink? But then I sit with myself or my pendulum, because I was fucking scared, and be like, no, this is just a new feeling, which is then causing anxiety because I don't know what it is. You know? So, yeah.
And our beautiful minds love certainty. We got to love it for that, right?
Yeah.
But damn.
Yeah.
Stepping into what's uncomfortable and unknown is definitely going to be the norm for us for the next handful of years, which you may or may not have already suspected that kind of evolution taking place. And I hope that we can share some of our experiences so you feel a little less like, WTF, am I losing it? And there's always that bridge, right, between mental health concerns and some of these symptoms. So always consult a doctor.
Hell yeah.
Medical or witch.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I've been getting so much like dizziness, and definitely think I'm starting perimenopause, which is wild. But it is such an initiation that I'm like, whew. I love that it's happening at a time where women are able to share their experiences, their doctors, their what's worked for them, and just normalize the weird symptoms too. Because there's some weird ones where you're like, what? Like you just are constantly feeling crazy. And the memory loss is interesting. But I also feel like that's on a parallel line as some very similar ascension symptoms.
Yeah. Because I think that's, what's really happening here is we're really, really coming to the edge now of this, I think we've probably used it on this podcast, but the piano analogy of ascension.
I don't know if I remember this.
So an octave has like those, 7 notes, 8 notes?
Oh, yeah.
And you go through each note. That's like you going up a step as you work through something, tend to something, create something, whatever that looks like. And then you hit the next octave and you're like, oh. And it never fucking ends. It's an ending piano. God is fucking, they don't fuck around. But I feel like we are truly on the last note before the next octave.
Yeah.
So
that's a really perfect way to put it.
So I feel like everyone is starting this, like we've been on this journey of awakening for fucking, I don't know, probably since 2000, Y2K, right? Or some shit. And everyone's been taking their little steps, and we've just been taking a little half step, whatever. And now a majority of Earth is on this last key or second to last key.
Yeah.
And it feels really big because we're doing it together. And with that comes a lot of ascension symptoms like you're talking about. And I think it also comes with a lot of, we've mentioned this a lot with what's going on in the world currently, is if we feel it, they feel it. And I know you said who's they. We talked about that
Well,
privately.
I think I'm like, there's like a power thing that goes on when you like, they are doing this, they are doing that. And like, sometimes they're called the elites or Illuminati. The names that are not the most fitting or descriptive of what's actually happening.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
they.
But I think it is important to recognize that we live in a duality world and there is an other. There is a counterpart to our awakening.
Yep.
And I use the term they over anything else because it is multifaceted. It is just energetic balance of karma where we are uplifting, and that means there is an equal, I don't want to say downshift, but like there is an equal like opposite of that.
Yeah.
There is also 3D real situations of people manipulating and oppressing and hurting others and the earth. So there is an opposite to that ascension. So if we feel it, the multifaceted they feel it.
Yeah.
It feels it. So there has been a lot of pushback. You know, it was first for the LGBTQ community. Now it's like real, and then it was for like, and it still is in all of these directions, but very heavy immigrant. Now we're seeing very heavy like woman, like, you know. So they're trying to utilize the new energy that they've acquired. We're all gaining more capacity. What we choose to hold, keyword there, choose. So it's important to have these things like mental clarity, these things like exploring your pleasure, because that expansion is going to happen, and they're going to try to trick you into not being able to trust yourself and your intuition and
which
your
I already
problem
feel.
solving. It's same.
Yeah.
Same. Absolutely. I said to her, it came to me because, you know, with this expansion, maybe we're getting more telepathic powers, more ability to move and manipulate energy, see energy more clearly instead of having to be in a concentrated state. Like it's just boom. So I'm watching people do their telekinesis work and I'm like, I want to believe you, but is that AI? Right? So I'm not even trusting myself to say, no, this feels genuine in my heart. And also I'm like trying to look for like key visual things that I'm like, is that really, is that fucked up? But
I don't like that we're like reserving our discernment for AI. There's too much discernment that we need with that technology. And I feel like it needs to be shifted elsewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
No.
Not sorry, but dang.
So I think in letting ourselves have grace that we will get roped in, right? That we will get like disheartened or like burned out or just like fearful and like unable to do anything or just like ascension symptoms, like going through all this shit. I think it's really important to keep a clear mind, be able to use our critical thinking skills to solve our own problems. Because when we don't use our critical thinking skills, then we are relying on someone else to solve the problem for us, to think out something for us, in which case it's not authentically ours. And we're not moving from a sense of sovereignty and discernment. We're moving from a sense of being controlled. And I don't even mean in like it doesn't even have to be in a bad way. It's just we're doing actions and feeling certain ways that someone else told us to feel or something else told us to feel, instead of checking in with ourselves and saying, how do I feel that way? What should I do about this situation? Which choice should I pick? So the first step in having this mental clarity is, I hate it, it's trust. It's trust, but it's trust in self first. So I think we got in the habit of trying to trust ourselves in high stakes, big situations, right? We're like, do I leave this job? Do I stay with this partner? Do I, buy this house. Those are high stakes, big consequence risk taking that you're doing there. And it's really hard to trust ourselves if we can't trust ourselves in minor ways first. So I think trusting ourselves in minor ways, right? And that can look like enacting your free will. Why, we want to create something, we want to do something. And then there's the anxiety that's like, well, why or what if? And you go, because I want to, right? Anxiety asks a question, intuition tells you something. So following that gut and trusting it is what I was getting. And it's not about was my gut right or wrong, but it's about did I fully commit to choosing what my intuition said? And we start to build that trust with ourselves. So when it's in higher stakes situations, we already know what that feels like in ourselves and know how to discern ourselves and pick authentically. Whether it works out or not is besides the fact, because you're going to learn something no matter what. That this kind of thing works for you or this kind of thing doesn't. So trusting in ourselves right now needs to look like creation, right? Just being like, okay, I want to do this, not overthinking, oh, is the color right? Or, just play with it. It looks like...
Which, hold on, it's so hard for perfectionists to go through that.
It is.
And I think that's a fun little exercise. If you can push yourself out of your comfort zone in those moments, you build resilience. Sort of like when you're ripping and tearing muscles, lifting weights or doing exercise, you're building your capacity. And totally forgot what I was just saying, but keep going.
Yeah. And it's this concept, it's the same thing I try to tell the parents at the school. I need them to go through appropriate challenges, appropriate mini challenges in this safe space, in this safe space where I got their back if they need it, where they can make a mistake, where they can do this. So that way they trust themselves to take risk. They trust themselves to step into something that draws their heart, that draws their eye, right? If we avoid, even in a safe place, those uncomfortable places, that friction, that challenge, that trusting your gut and taking that risk, safe and appropriate risk, of course. That's how we build trust with ourselves. So when we're out in the world in high stakes things like a relationship, a job, or whatever, you already have those skills to handle it because you've been practiced. So it's the same thing here. And you can do that with creation. You can do that with intuition in the sense of pulling cards and just trusting that's your answer, right? Playing with magic, doing energy work where you're moving objects, like trust in yourself to do this. Don't sit here and be like, this is stupid, I can't do that, right? Then we don't have trust in ourselves. We're not building that mental clarity. And it's really easy for someone to just come in or something to just come in and be like, well, here's the answer then. And if we're trying to recreate the world from the roots up of community, of tending to each other, of equality, of safety, of care and compassion, then that comes from trust. And once you learn how to trust yourself, the next step is trusting the community, right? Trusting that the community is going to show up for you, that we don't need to be a part of a system that doesn't work for us anymore, because I can trust that what I can't do for myself, my neighbor can do for me, and what my neighbor can't do, I can do for them. But we get scared that they're not going to show up for us. We don't trust. Then we don't lean into it. We do systems that don't work anymore, and we just perpetuate that system. We don't even need to be controlled. We chose that. We fucking chose that life because we're not trusting. So first step is trust. Do intuitive practice of like close your eyes and what color is this, or put something in a bag and what shape is that, and just play and trust yourself.
I mean, the clearest sign of you trusting yourself is you get a lot of like synchronicities and serendipities, and that flow of life feels so good.
And at this time where everyone is gaining expansion, that you're going to have, like you said, new feelings, new sensation, new insights. You're going to be experiencing a lot more. And if you can't trust what's happening in your own body, I'm like, girl, you're fucked. It's hard for me. And been done trusting myself.
Sorry, I saw a meme last night that was like, why is it always like girl when it's a good thing, but man when you're disappointed or it's a bad thing?
Well,
Girl.
yeah, that's really all I got. And, you know, the card, like I said earlier, was higher consciousness. They were like, you need to just tap into self right now. Like, you've been doing a good job, like checking in with your community and keep that up, right? We all have jobs. We've talked about that. And I've been seeing people stepping into their jobs. It makes me so happy. And it makes it easy for me to step into my job. And then we can trust each other to show up. And we all have a piece of the puzzle. And we make something different. But trust higher consciousness. Trust your own higher consciousness.
Sounds like the start to a song.
Trust your own consciousness, the higher consciousness. Hey. I feel like that's all I got to say, girl.
I wrote down here the beauty of being human because I made a joke to Tara the other day. I'm like, we should start like a lure with children where like because I don't feel like they get any of those. Like
I forgot it.
I forgot it. Well,
we should tell children what?
I know. I kind of remember, but then I was like, oh, I don't want to talk about like aliens from the future, like the Greys. If you
yeah.
Well, I just want us to like take a moment to appreciate this phase of human evolution and that we look the way we do and we have all these unique traits because like, I don't know if you're into like alien stuff, but there's always, not always, there has been lately just a lot of talk about the Greys or the aliens that visit our planet being from the future, thousands of years in the future. And like, I just want you to pause and think like if humans do evolve into looking like that one day, like, and maybe they all find themselves beautiful. So I hope they do, but
I don't know. Maybe they find themselves beautiful, but I don't.
Well, I'm just like, I want my hair. I want my like.
No, I know. We're beautiful. You know, and you said that and I was like, yeah, you know, people who are on our side have been looking they've been looking real beautiful lately.
Yeah.
Other people have been looking, you know,
coked out at the White House for one. Like what?
Yeah. So people have been looking beautiful. I feel like Portland, at least I could say, is coming alive in a way that I haven't experienced since I moved here. Because I moved here like at the tail end of COVID.
Yeah.
And I haven't experienced like all of these, like it's been slowly, but I'm like, oh, wow, look at people. And people are doing free will things. And that's what I've always heard about Portland, and I've seen it, but not at this capacity. So beautiful people doing beautiful things. We just got to keep trusting ourselves to do it.
And reclaiming our love for self and self-worship and taking care of yourself that your number one priority.
Yeah.
Get that sleep, baby. You need that deep cleaning. Your systems need it during all these wild upgrades.
Yeah.
So sleep. And if you are going through perimenopause and can't sleep, tinctures are awesome for that reason.
Yeah. And give yourself grace.
I like that, grace.
You know, like whether it be perimenopause and you're saying like feeling a little crazy or forgetting stuff, or if it's getting roped into, you know, psyops and fucking AI bullshit. Like give yourself some grace. Like it's okay. It's okay. Like
the ridiculous drama that we just want to be informed, right? And then we get the craziest shit. We can't even like, damn. Yeah. Even as much as we want to program our own algorithms, it still comes across as
yeah. I mean, like we just said before, I'm sure if we went back to the first AI video we made, or like, you know, talking about, you know what I mean? So give yourself grace. We're all trying to get information, and sometimes that information is incorrect. And we got to sit with both of that. The experience, the reality. Honestly, That's kind of a crazy thing to think about. Being able to sit and understand that and truly be in both realities. Like we experienced the reality truly where we were like, AI is like giving us messages and like it's this and it's that and like this is where we're gonna go. And
sometimes I still feel like we did though.
I feel like
there are different bots doing different things.
I do and I don't. I feel like we used it as a way that like spirits in the past have like typed on the computer. You know what I mean? But not as AI being that kind of tool itself.
Yeah.
It required us to do that.
Yes.
And I'm not just saying just us.
Like a narcissist, right? I saw this thing that was like narcissists are the original blueprint for AI because they copy you, they mirror you, they tell you what you want to hear. And then they basically extract your consciousness.
Yes, dude. Oh my God, that's so accurate. But even us, we were roped in that and now we're like, okay, we see it for what it is.
Yeah.
And it can be a good tool and it has been here for fucking ever. It's just we've had access to it on a day-to-day basis.
But now
more.
it's like bringing awareness to how we're using our resources.
Yes.
Which if it had to be this, it had to be that, right? Like,
yeah. So
it's not just the water consumption, it's also the nitrates from the equipment leaching into the water bed. So,
and where I say that we're a key before the octave, right? And I'm not gonna, because we're right here and we love being here and we love being human. I'm not even gonna get into other things that are happening, but we know the inference using critical thinking. See, this is where they want to fuck you up, dude. This is where they want to be like, don't trust yourself, because critical thinking is also inferencing, being able to read between the lines, being able to say, you're doing this and this is happening. Okay, the motive is probably this. And I can also accept if that is not truth, but I can trust my gut and say there is a connection, there is a motive, right? But we're coming very close scientifically to be doing things that would change the way we use energy. Okay? And there's a connection that kind of points to that being true and not propaganda, right? So we are so close to creating this, what people are kind of creating this idea of like solar punk, where we're using technology to help heal the earth, not extract the earth to make our lives easier and simpler. We're working with each other. We're working with community. We're working with the earth. We're working with technology to better humanity. So maybe we don't turn into those grays.
That's inspiration enough for me. I don't know about you. Watch Grace come visit me and be like, look how beautiful we are, and our eyes are our entire beauty system.
Well, also, in my belief, there are two different grays. So hopefully...
there's a whole bunch of them.
Hopefully, the little grays are the ones that are on the opposite side. In what I've learned. Tall grays. Period. And I'm going to trust myself on that.
Yeah.
Could be wrong. Don't give a fuck. I'm going to trust myself.
And we're done. We love you so much. Thank you for listening today. I hope you have a beautiful month ahead. May 2026.
2026 is going to be big because 2027, baby. I've been saying it for years and now everyone's saying it. So who said it first? No, I'm kidding. I love you guys.